Hey everybody, Drew here for DDG Games here on YouTube.com. Welcome to the 10th episode of the DDG Games podcast. Joining me, the one, the only, the other YouTuber on the podcast now that he's been doing videos on his channel, the one and only Desert Nord. Hey bro.
Hey there, everybody.
Yeah, and the reason I say fellow YouTuber now is, like I just said, he actually has some videos on his channel now.
Yep. I'm doing the best I can.
Well, you're doing a little more than best you can, because your intro video got more views than mine did when I first made that like 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Here we are. Biden says the N-word. I've already seen this from Louder with Crowner.
Sure, yeah, but I made it into a meme, so.
So, this is the gaming podcast, but we're gonna, I guess, get a little political. 28 views. This is your most popular thing so far.
Sure, it's taken off a little bit in 2 hours. It's actually quite quick.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you do things like this. But,
Yeah,
I figure I would, folks, start the show by reacting to this here and see what happens. Even though I've already seen this happen, but let's might as well include Desert Nord's the audio from his thing on here. So here we go. This video may contain inappropriate for some users. Yeah, I'm fucking 36, you motherfucker.
Look, the range of challenges the United States must take on together is broad and complex. I'm eager to hear next from my good friends. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you.
Yeah. Yeah. That pretty much sums up the the President of the United States, everybody.
yeah. Anyway.
So, with that being said, welcome to the DDG Games podcast. As I said, Desert Nord here. That was his most recent video, him posting the president accidentally saying the N-word.
Yeah.
Welcome to America in 2021. President Joe Biden, who can't speak a lick of English. So,
He's a struggler.
yeah. Speaking of struggling, we're struggling to get into everything. So, on the actual podcast today now,
Yeah.
we're going to be going over the Nintendo Direct from last Wednesday on the 17th, which, as you guys know, the last episode of this podcast aired on the channel after the event as the preview for it, which is kind of silly, but it is what it is.
Yep.
We're also going to get into some of the headlines or news that's making the rounds right now, like Nintendo censoring Pyra and Mithra for the upcoming Super Smash Bros. DLC. I played the Bravely Default DLC, demo, and I'll talk about that experience. The head of Hogwarts Legacy is being targeted by NPC Media for stuff he said on his YouTube channel years ago, and may wind up, and they're trying to cancel him. Sony censors another game for violence in the game. Microsoft might do something in March following Bethesda acquisition becoming official. We'll get into that. Illinois wants to ban a violent video game because of crime in the city of Chicago. Yeah.
Yep.
Games with Gold was announced yesterday at the time of filming this. This is Wednesday. You guys will see this on Friday. So anything that I say that I'm doing tomorrow will have been yesterday for you guys. Just to clarify that now. And finally, possible release of Starfield this year. We'll get into that. So, let's get through the review of the Nintendo Direct. So, the first thing we got was Pyra and Mythra from Xenoblade Chronicles join Super Smash Bros. Coming out this month, but as we just teased previously with the headlines, they're getting censored for their costumes from the Xenoblade series. Here we go with Nintendo now going down the woke, or actually what they should be called is fake woke. Thank you for that, Tom McDonald. Speaking of Tom McDonald, he recently did call me out in a post that I said to him on Facebook.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, because he posted a video on Facebook, and I'm sorry to stray away from Nintendo here, but I just feel like I want to mention this because it's worth talking about too. That he posted a video on Facebook saying thank you to all of, well, he thinks fans is a dirty word, but he called everyone that buys his albums and follows him and whatnot his best friends, because during the state of the world and the way that it is, he hasn't been able to see his actual friends, so all of us to him feel like his best friends.
Sure, he wants to show as much appreciation to his,
Yeah, and then he basically finished it with saying that he loves us very much, and me being me, with my love for his message and his music, just simply went, "Love you too, Tom."
Yeah.
And then he replied to that going, basically saying that I'm the winner of something. And then told me to check his fan page.
Yeah.
So I went there and I went, well, this is just like something about becoming a part of your fan club. Alright, I guess I'll apply for this.
Yeah.
Oh, and a fun fact, the albums and the t-shirt have shipped, so they'll be on the way now. So they're on the way now.
Yeah.
So I'll be doing those unboxings at some point in the near future. But anyway, I just wanted to mention that was something fun and cool that happened recently in the last day or so. But yeah, back to Nintendo. So, thoughts on Pyra and her alter ego for Super Smash Brothers?
Yeah, it's just one more thing for that game. I mean, the game's already well established.
Yeah.
People like it, so I mean, fans of that specific property will be all jazzed about it. Whatever, it's just another thing.
Now, I've never played the Xenoblade series, so when Pyra was like being shown on the thing, I was thinking that is this like a new RPG for the Switch that they're announcing? No, it's just a new character for Smash. I'm like, oh, great.
Yeah, I think the overall, I think I was probably right with my prediction about everything in the Nintendo Direct being essentially medium to small, not really being anything like earth-shattering.
Yeah.
And this is just one more thing,
I'll get into my overall grade for the event once we get through the rest of the stuff from it.
Yeah.
After, so, and it includes Mythra, and it releases this March. So,
Yeah.
After that, the announcement of Fall Guys coming to the Switch this summer. That's cool.
Yeah, that's another cool little thing.
And so is Outer Wilds coming this summer to the Switch as well. Again, another Another third-party game which I first became aware of for Xbox is now going on the Switch as well. Famicom Directive Club. Detective Club, coming May 14th.
Yeah.
Great, whatever. Samurai Warriors 5 coming to the Switch in the summer. Okay, whatever. Legend of Mana, June 25th release. Monster Hunter Rampage, March 26th. That's actually like in about, what's the 24th? So in about 2 days. This is actually the most interesting thing and actually perked my, perked my ears up. Mario Golf coming to the Switch with a story mode, speed golf, and coming June 25th, so a little while after my birthday. So I'm highly interested in the Mario. Fuck. Give me a sec. The phone just dropped over here.
Please leave your message for...
Okay, well, this is an issue. And this is staying in the podcast.
Please leave your message for...
What the fuck? Bro? Hello? Are you there?
Hey, yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, sorry about that. I dropped it.
If you don't want to talk about Mario Golf, just say so.
No, it's fine. It dropped.
I know, I'm joking.
Yeah.
But, as I was trying to say before you dropped out, this was the most interesting thing so far. Did you hear everything that I said right up till you dropped?
No.
So, after Monster Hunter World Rampage on March 26th, they announced Mario Golf for the Switch with a story mode, speed golf, and its release date of June 25th, right around my birthday. So, this was the most interesting thing so far.
Yeah.
Anything to add to that so far?
No, nothing really.
Okay. Because I remember us playing Toadstool Tour on the Switch, or on the GameCube, I mean, back in the day. So that's why this piqued my interest when they went. And Mario Golf something or another is a new Mario Golf game for the Switch. I'm like, you have my attention, finally.
Yeah.
After that, Tales from the Borderlands is coming to the Switch on March 24th. And they showed a mashup of a bunch of Capcom arcade games that's going to the Switch. Stubbs the Zombie, a game coming to the Switch. No More Heroes 3 is coming to the Switch, August 27th. Neon White, Winter 2021. Plants vs. Zombies is coming. Metopia, whatever the hell that is coming. Mario-themed items are coming to Animal Crossing February 25th. So that's, at the time of the recording of this podcast tomorrow, but when you guys see this, this will have been yesterday. And, yeah. So it's coming to the 25th. It's a free update. But they also said that it will be available on March 1st. Well, which the fuck is it?
Yeah, we don't know, do we?
Is it February 25th that it's releasing? Or is the update releasing on the 25th and the items are releasing on the 1st? Make up your fucking mind, Nintendo.
I couldn't figure it out either.
God damn it. Some gaming industry companies sometimes just piss me off.
Yeah.
Okay, now this is interesting. Project Triangle Strategy, coming 2022. The first ever demo of it came out on Wednesday. And I actually played it. This thing is very reminiscent of traditional Japanese RPGs on Nintendo consoles, so I'm highly interested in this from the demo that I played for it. And then after that, we got Star Wars Hunters. I don't give a damn about Star Wars, considering what Lucasfilm is and what Disney is at this point, but this is coming in 2021.
Yeah. Even if it was a decent game, they've ruined a lot of credibility.
Yeah. Knockout Cities coming in May. Hades, a physical release, coming March 19th. So less than a month from now.
Yep.
Ninja Gaiden Master Collection, June 10th, which is a couple days after my birthday. Bravely Default 2, February 26th, so this Friday it's releasing, and the demo was available immediately, which I played, and I'll get into that after we get through the review of this, but I did wind up pre-ordering Bravely Default 2 for the Switch for a physical copy, so.
Could be interesting.
Yeah, Apex Legends is coming to the Switch on March 9th.
Yep.
Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD, July 16th. And when they announced this, right before, one of the employees at Nintendo, I can't remember the person's name, said, "We're sorry we don't have more information about Breath of the Wild 2, but we will in the future. But while you're waiting for that, let's switch to this." And it's Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD. Great. Whatever.
Yeah.
And they finished with one last thing. Splatoon 3. That's not the one last thing you needed, Nintendo. But it's coming in 2022. And that was the end of this Nintendo Direct. So overall, I give it a C to maybe a C minus. It wasn't terrible by any stretch of the imagination. It just wasn't the Direct that Nintendo did without doing a Direct for what feels like a year to 2 years at this point.
Yeah, it was just a lot of little stuff. Nothing really major.
Yeah. The biggest thing that I took away from it was the release date for Bravely Default 2 at this point, and Mario Golf was really the heaviest hitter in this.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
For me, at least. After that, maybe Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword going to the Switch, maybe. But that's like the type of situation of, we want information for this, and they went, no, but here's this in that series instead. Okay, yeah. Fuck you too, then.
Yeah, not exactly what people tuned in for.
That's kind of like when Bethesda, well, at least for me, when Bethesda introduced Fallout 76 back in 2018 or whatever it was at E3, and they went, oh, and by the way, we're also working on the game after this, Starfield, and after that, we are working on the game that you actually all want, Elder Scrolls 6.
Sure.
But we have no information on those whatsoever, and we just have 2 teasers. Yeah, fuck you too.
Yeah, I mean, the thing was, like, they were already going to take a long time with Starfield. So, like, I guess sometime before we die, we might get Elder Scrolls 6.
We'll see. So, with that being, So, let's get into the headlines here that were popping up throughout from last Wednesday till now. So, Nintendo to censor Pyra and Mythra in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Yeah, here we go with Nintendo going back to being Nintendo again.
Yeah.
Bravely Default 2 is a good game based on the demo from what I played, and it made me want to pre-order the game, so I did. Also that, and I got my tax refund, so.
Yeah.
So, anything to add to the Nintendo headlines before we get to ripping the mainstream game activists a new asshole again?
Yeah, I don't have anything to add to Nintendo.
So, NPC Media, listen the fuck up, you dipshits. A duck from Hogwarts, as it turns out, it's the creative head for Hogwarts Legacy, is being targeted by NPC Media for stuff he said on his YouTube channel years ago. It's the lead designer Trey Levitt that the woke mob and the woke activists who call themselves game journalists. In order to be a journalist, you gotta do fucking research, which we know you're all lazy as fucking don't wanna do it. Want this person canceled. And a number of outlets have evidently reached out to WB Games and to this individual for a comment, specifically to WB Games, and they did not reply. Good. Don't reply, WB Games. Don't reply to these fucking dipshits. Ignore them.
They're like, oh my god, you employ someone who's got thoughts that we disagree with. Oh my god.
Well, it's not even that, because I even checked out like 1 or 2 of the videos on this person's channel. I'm like, yeah, this is someone that I would have watched like 3 years ago if I knew that they had existed.
Sure.
Because it's basically, I feel that this person is a tamer version of Ryan Kennel.
Yeah.
Doesn't really swear, doesn't rage, but overall, kind of like your typical opinions that you get from Geeks and Gamers. It is what it is, and I like the person.
Which honestly shouldn't be even questionable as far as, oh what, now this guy, because he isn't one of them, he doesn't deserve a job, or he doesn't deserve employment?
Yeah.
These people are ridiculous.
Quite.
It's like they want him to die. They just don't want to say it because it sounds evil when you put it that way.
Quite. So, with that being said, WB Games, I hope you stick to your guns. And by the way, it was also reported that Trey Levitt told WB Games about his YouTube channel, and apparently they went so.
Thank God. I mean, people need to be even keel about these things.
Yeah, so...
being afraid of that shit, being afraid of those people is wrong.
So
don't be afraid of those people. Those people are not scary.
So, even though history with like greed in the past WB games has been like hit and miss. As long as you tote this line, I'm willing to support you, WB games. As long as you don't bend the knee and give in to this woke fucking shit, then I'm willing to, like, day one pre-order Hogwarts Legacy. And I am a casual Harry Potter fan, so I'm interested in following your game and what's going on there. Speaking of censorship, Sony censors another games from Cyberpunk 2 for violence in them. Great. We're going back on the fucking violence narrative. By the way, that's why the ESRB was created when we were kids.
Yeah, no, it's not enough that we know what games have violence or what games don't. We have to actually rid the world of all the games that do, because they're somehow ruining us, even though they're just an illustration of behaviors that are ancient.
Even those studies that come out prove that that's not the case.
No, I know, it isn't the case, but they think it is.
As Tom MacDonald said in Fake Woke, facts don't damage points of view that are legitimate.
Yeah.
And it's legitimate to say that violence in video games does not influence violence in the physical world. In fact, when a game comes out, it's already been well proven that crime goes down because people are staying home to play said games. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, here's another good point. Which came first, people? Violence or video games? They say, oh, well, video games make violence worse. It's like, there's no proof of that.
Yeah.
And these people don't even realize, but statistically speaking, the 21st century is one of the least violent periods in world history.
Mm-hmm.
They think it's the worst, but it's really the best.
And speaking of violence in video games, I'm going to bypass one story to get to this one, and then I'll double back around to it, because it has a slight connection to the last two. But Illinois wants to ban the GTA franchise because of carjackings and violent crimes, apparently in the city of Chicago. More dumb fucks in Chicago, which has really always been the case. And again, we just said it. Based on the Sony thing. So
is it not okay for us to illustrate this thing we call Chicago street violence, or is it not okay for it to be happening? Because nobody cares when it happens. They only seem to care when it's illustrated in a video game.
Yeah. So, two thoughts.
Like, which is worse, video game violence or real violence?
So
I'm pretty sure real violence is worse.
Oh, it absolutely is. So, two thoughts in my head right now. One, Sony, if you think violence is a problem for a game, maybe you should move your headquarters out of California into Chicago, because they'll love you there. They'll think you're just fantastic wanting to get violence out of video games now. Which makes me think, what is the next Uncharted gonna be like then?
Apparently it'll just be random climbing and puzzle solving. There won't be any enemies in the game.
And if there are enemies, it's gonna be Nathan Drake's daughter walking up with a feather and then hitting them with a feather. Or a pillow. So that's what the next Naughty Dog Uncharted game is going to be. The daughter of Drake, the big pillow fight.
Yeah, frankly, when I heard this story about how there are people out there that are for, modern woke reasons disagreeing with violence in video games, I
Yeah.
thought for sure they meant microaggressions.
Like,
Because that is something these people worry about.
like praying now, right? A microaggression.
There's a billion microaggressions. They feel the need to point them all out and pretend to stand against every single one of them.
Yeah, so let's finish up with the positive stuff from Microsoft, because there's actually positive stuff out of Microsoft right now.
Yep.
So, let's get the bad thing out of the way first, and then we'll finish up with the positive stuff. Games with Gold was announced yesterday for March of 2021. There's Warface Blackout Cold Sun from March 1st to the 31st. VALA, that's Vicious Battle Llama Apocalypse. God help us. March 16th to April 15th.
Sounds fun, actually.
Sounds intriguing, like Code of Duty on PC or on Steam. Level of interesting. You're just curious because of how out there it is. Not because it's anything actually potentially good. Then for the Xbox 360, there's Metal Slug 3 from March 1st to the 15th. And also for the 360, Port Royale 3 for March 16th to the 31st. Like I said off camera before we started filming, this is, in my opinion, the worst offerings for Games with Gold in its history.
Yeah, there does seem to not be anything major in that list.
Yeah. Which means that Sony later today, if they announce, like, for the PS4, like, Uncharted Lost Legacy and, like, oh, I don't know, Minecraft or something, that would be better.
Yeah.
Hell, if they announced, like, just 2 indie games that nobody's ever heard of before, that would probably be better depending on what it is. Yeah. There's not really much that Sony has to do with the Instant Game Collection for March to beat Microsoft now. All they have to do is just show up, basically.
Yep.
Because Microsoft is mailing it in for March. Which means so much for free-to-play Friday on any consistent basis, other than maybe the Vicious Llama Apocalypse thing.
Yeah.
Because I have no interest in doing any of these games, really, for Free Play Friday. However, in March, like I said previously on the channel, the Instant Game Collection is going to be on Wednesdays under its own name and everything now, so that way I'm not trying to play, like, literally everything on Fridays for the free-to-play Friday business.
Yeah.
So hence free-to-play Friday is just going to be Games with Gold branded only. And then Wednesday is like Instant Game Collection Wednesday or PlayStation Plus Wednesday or something like that. But speaking of Microsoft and Bethesda, Microsoft might do an event in March following Bethesda acquisition becoming official. So that's something to look forward to in March if they do actually do that. And to follow that up off its heels, there's rumors that Starfield, and heavy rumors now of Starfield from Bethesda, obviously, getting a release this year.
Yep.
Well, it was officially announced in 2018, 2 years ago. And upon the release 2 years ago of Fallout 76, they had to have been in heavy development of this thing for those 2 years. So, and we've got no information on it basically since, other than a leak here and there of a screenshot or something. So, yeah. any thoughts on Starfield potentially this year, bro?
Yeah, I mean, nothing specifically, but, I mean, aside from, I hope it's good.
Well, from what I understand of what it's supposed to be, based on what basically they said in interviews post the E3 press conference in 2018, it's supposed to be a single player game. So,
Yep.
in your typical Bethesda game studios fashion, like the Elder Scrolls series, just set in space.
Yeah.
But as to what it's actually going to be in space, other than a single player game, we'll see, I guess. Because we don't actually know. Kind of like we don't know what.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to see which route they go.
Yeah. We're definitely going to have to report on the PlayStation Plus Instant Game Collection next week now.
Oh, yeah.
Considering that usually gets announced in the afternoon, and we're filming this in the morning here. And what have you. But, with that being said, I'm going to ask it anyway, even though I know because of the videos you've been posting to YouTube. What have you been playing lately?
Yeah. No, nothing out of the ordinary. Like you said, you've seen what I've been doing.
Yeah, but our viewers might not have seen it though.
Well,
or
what we had this week from the 20th through the end of this week is in Pokemon Go was the Kanto Tour, which was having you catch 151, the first 151 all over again and evolve them and all this other stuff and go raiding and do trading and all sorts of other things for challenge goals.
Yeah.
So, and I've been having some, I would say, moderate success. So, it's been fun.
Lately, what was the last thing I played? Was just some WWE 2K20. This morning / last night. I haven't really. Other than what I said in the podcast previously, I did play the demos of that one strategy game that was announced at the Nintendo Direct and Bravely Default 2's demo. And I posted, or I didn't post it. I just sent the text to Desert Nord last night when I saw it on my PS4. I got an invite to participate in the tech test for MLB The Show 21, I mean. So,
yeah.
After this, I'm going to be doing that at some point because the date for that to start is 10 a.m. Central Standard Time today, and it ends on March 1st. So,
yep.
So yeah, I'm going to be doing that.
That's not a really long time.
Well, that's still. First of all, it comes out in April, so they need time to put the feedback into the game that they're given from it. So.
Yeah.
So that's why it's only like a few days. Because they need like as many people in a short window to like test everything for like the online multiplayer and whatnot. So yeah, so once again, I'm going to be doing that, giving Sony my feedback without trying to swear at them.
Yeah.
Which is easier said than done for me nowadays.
Well, we do hope that it's a good game
when
all is said and done.
Keep in mind what I've said before, that I pre-ordered a physical copy of it for Xbox, so think about that for a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I am interested in that, but I am also interested in seeing like what the difference is between playing it on Xbox and PlayStation, because this thing has never been on Xbox before.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm most interested to seeing what Xbox does with it. on the Xbox One X, and then, yeah, I'll probably get it digitally for the PS4, just to continue my saves over on there at some point. Because I do have a career that I've been playing since, like, the show 15 on there. And I think I'm up to the year 2024 with that player career, so. But it is what it is. But beyond that, I did wind up pre-ordering Bravely Default 2, so we'll see when that winds up coming. And I will do an unboxing for all of these games on the channel, just like I will for the albums and the t-shirt from Tom McDonald. When that comes, I'll do that too. Otherwise, beyond MLB The Show 21's tech test, I'm probably gonna just wind up going back to Super Mario 3D World or something at some point today. Because I don't plan to do anything on stream today. If I have the energy tomorrow, I'm probably gonna try to go back to Knights of the Old Republic, which I've been meaning to. But Sunday, I will be doing Control on the channel. That being on Drew Gaming over on the gaming channel. So if you guys are seeing this, please join me on Sunday for some of that. Because when I did the free-to-play Friday for Control, people were in the chat, were talking about, would I do a Let's Play of it? And I went and simply said, if I think people would watch it, yeah, I would. So, I'm going to be doing it, and as I call it, a Drew play instead of a Let's Play of Control starting on Sunday. So, and yeah, I will be bouncing between a whole bunch of games like I usually do. So, it is what it is. That's all I have. Do you have anything?
Nope, I don't have anything else to add. I mean, it's been a busy week, but not in the sense of anything huge. Just a lot of little things, so.
Yeah. So.
And we've kind of covered everything I could think of.
Yeah, still nothing on PlayStation Plus. Yeah, I'm just going to have to write that into the script for next week then. So with that being said, thank you for tuning into the 10th episode of the Drew Games podcast, featuring myself and my fellow YouTuber now, Desert Nord. We will see you guys next week here at the same time. When you guys see this on Friday, we'll be here recording it next Wednesday, and you guys will see that episode again next Friday. Considering that my work schedule being what it is, that's why we record these on Wednesdays now. I would like to do it Thursdays again, but I work Fridays now at the store, which sucks.
Yeah, logistics is what it is,
Yeah. But with that being said, we will see you guys next time. We gotta end this before I get lost again. See you guys next week. If you guys see me on Thursday or Sunday for one of my live streams. So Thursday will be live on Twitch and then ported over, and then Sunday will actually be live on YouTube for Control, because that's on PlayStation. So with that said, see you guys later in the week. And yeah, peace guys.